Hello, Count Sacke here, back with another Minecraft Redstone video. Today, I will be doing a tutorial on this 3x3 ascending door that I made like 3 years ago. I'm not late at all. The main reason why I've decided to finally do the tutorial after all these years is because, well, okay, at first I initially didn't feel like I needed to do a tutorial on it, mainly because it was very locational. So I thought it would not be the best thing to do for a tutorial. However, I think a few laters on, I think it's more of just for a learning experience, just to show how this door works in a sense. So it's been a few years, so let's go ahead and see it. So that's the closing, and this is the opening. As you can see, it goes all across to the other side, somehow perfectly goes down, and the last thing that happens is this block pushed out. And this thing is so old that I forgot to put the dimensions. Well, good thing I remember them. They are 3 by 7 by 13, so that's equal to 21 times 13, and then 21 times 13 you get, let's see, the first number is 3, obviously, the next number will be 6 plus 1, 7, then 2, 273. I'm just going to get my calculator just to check that. Yep, 273, okay. Anyway, so yeah, this thing is 273 blocks. It's definitely not the smallest. I actually had one that's smaller for years just sitting here, and then eventually I was beaten by this thing. Yeah, let's actually get into the tutorial. All right, so right here, what we're going to do is we're going to start from the bottom and place a 3 rows of a 3x3 sticky piston place facing upward. Then on the bottom, or on the top, we're going to place blocks like this. I'm trying my best not to say like so. Anyway, then on top of those blocks, we're going to place another 3x3 of pistons facing downward. This time it's facing downward. Then what we're going to want to do is just fill in this frame right here. And on the side, we're going to place a normal piston facing upward with a block. Doesn't need to be a door block, just place a block there. Then an observer facing in this direction and a redstone block right there. Lastly, this normal piston facing down here. And of course, this needs to be the double extender, like so. Dang it, I said like so. And well, yeah, you can now finish filling up the door frame. There we go. Yeah. All right, let's actually get into the input circuit. That's what I was going to do, the input circuit. But you didn't see that coming. You thought I was going to do the yellow circuit. Anyway. So I think I might as well get right off the bat why this thing is actually locational. But before I do that, I need to build just a little bit of the circuit. Anyway, so we place a lamp right here with a lever. This does have to be a lamp. It cannot be dispenser. It cannot be a no block. It has to be specifically a redstone lamp. Because of specific timings. Anyway, then what we're going to want to do is place an observer facing downward with a sticky piston on top of that. And on the head of the piston, just place the sticky piston. Place an observer facing in this direction, and then place a block right there. And I forgot to get a normal piston. And this normal piston should be facing downward with a door block there. Then go down here, place a block right there. Observer here, and a piston right there. Now, this is the ultimate test if your door is going to work. Okay, I'm gonna first get rid of that row, that way you can see. As you can see there, this actually spits out the blocks. If you do not see this on all 3 of the pistons, then this did not work. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to ever come up with a fix for this. I've tried, but it never really worked. If it does not look like this in your area, you're going to have to either relocate or basically you cannot build this door. I'm sorry. Pray to the gods of redstone updates that they give you a good place for this door. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Or basically how you can, if you want to know the exact detail about how that works, basically these sticky pistons down here get 0 ticked, and yeah, it actually allows for the door to be it actually really helped me when making the door. Anyway, so yeah, let's actually it onto something else now. Right now, we're gonna now get into the closing circuit. I definitely know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so what we need to first do is to actually power this top row of normal pistons, obviously, because we need a closed door. And yeah, luckily for us, it's rather easy. So the first thing we're gonna do is place a redstone dust on top of this lamp. Then right next to it, place a observer right there with a block on its face. This one powers this one, pretty simple. Then on the back here, we're gonna place a dropper on this observer going in that direction. Then place a repeater in the same direction. Next, place a block on top in front of the repeater with a redstone dust. Then on the side, we're gonna place another block with an observer right there. And lastly, a repeater going into this block, or this has to be a redstone. I definitely know how to, whatever. Whoops. There we go. So yeah, that will basically fire off the top row. Then for the next row, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna place blocks like this, redstone dust there, and a 4-tick repeater, like so. I'm not even going to say anything about that. Anyway, then to actually this part already takes care of the second row when they're at this level. However, this one is not able to fire. To actually be able to do that, we can make use of a bud right there, quasi connectivity, whatever. So yeah, we can bud this at the right time, and this thing, the one over here, will extend properly. Also, yeah, this one does need to be a redstone lamp. For other reasons, it doesn't have to do with the closing, but yeah, apparently it has to be a redstone lamp. With that, the last thing that we need to do is to power the final row of normal pistons, and they should be at this level. And that should be pretty simple. All we need to do is take an output from this row by placing a hopper with an observer and blocks like so with blocks like that with a redstone dust right there. And if we were to test this, perfect, very synchronous, and everything goes well. And the bottom went back up. It shouldn't really matter too much. I'm just gonna keep the door closed just to make things a little simple for myself. And the next thing that we're gonna do is to finish off the blue circuit. Now the blue circuit, it's pretty simple. It actually, oh my gosh, the blue circuit is awesome. What we're gonna do is take an output from this and then go up like this with blocks there and there. Now to actually get this redstone block into place, what we're gonna do is place a observer facing into that piston. Then to power this piston when it's at this height, what we can do is take an observer going there, 2 blocks, redstone dust, 2-tick repeater, and 2 observers like that. And to show what this basically does, as you can see, yeah, it brings up everything, and yeah, it's perfect for this. It's perfect for this. Now you might be saying, hey Sacke, how come this didn't output 2 pulses? Well, here's a little bit of a secret. Or it's not really too much of a secret, but whatever. If I was to do a 1-tick pulse here, yes, it does give 2 pulses. However, that is not a 1-tick pulse. That is, in fact, a 0-tick pulse, as you can see here. Yes, if you don't believe me that this is a 0-tick, there you go. It's basically, it is a 0-tick. If you do a 0-tick, then the observer will only do an output once. That is very crucial to this door. And yeah, it basically makes the opening down here very clean. And well, yeah, it saved me a lot of stress, and I had to deal with that with this door. Now, what we're gonna have to do is, obviously, now that these are in place, we need to fire the double piston extender on the side with the redstone block extender, and yeah. Now to do that, we're gonna need the extra move circuit, or at least part of it. So going over to the back here, what we're going to do is place a hopper right on there. Then inside that hopper, place any item, doesn't really matter. And well, on the inside, oh, you might be if you're wondering why I haven't reset the door, it's because it actually doesn't matter, because the closing will actually push all the stuff down anyway. It doesn't matter. And in this, what we're going to want to do is to place a pair, 2 blocks like this, a comparator and a 3-tick repeater, with a sticky piston right here and a observer facing in that direction. Lastly, something I would like to mention here is that this dropper here is getting butted by both, well, it could be this one or this one. It's going to be butted. So to actually, because of that, it might not actually send the item, or it might not return. Yeah, it's going to be kind of in a locked state because it's butted. It's like, hey, what is happening? Well, I don't know. I don't feel anything. So to actually tell it to actually send an item, we have an updater piston right there. Next, what we're going to want to do is to go over here, place 2 blocks with a slab right there, then a straight line of redstone wire. Now, because this piston is facing into that, I'm just going to place this 4-tick repeater here. This will be used later, but we're not going to continue it for now. And well, the last thing we need to do for now is to place observer facing downward with a hopper on top of that observer. And this will get into our Cayenne circuit. The Cayenne circuit is, well, yeah, it's something. Oh wait, that's not the right block. That is supposed to be I completely failed that and I'm falling. Okay, this is supposed to be a hopper, and on top of that we need to place a redstone dust. On top of the hopper we need to place a observer with a sticky piston in front of it and an observer facing in the other direction. On top of this observer, place a 4-tick repeater. Now, I guess I might as well show you right now. This basically makes it such that the first pulse happens very soon, but then the second pulse happens a lot longer once this sticky piston retracts. So the first one is when this observer sends a pulse, this gets pushed down, sends a pulse, and then the sticky piston gets powered, but no pulse is sent, and then it gets retracted, then a pulse is sent. That delay was very useful in this case, and well, yeah, we can use it you can use it. We place a redstone dust on top of that, like I said, for the 2 pulses. Then we're going to go over to this side, place a observer facing downward with a 3-tick repeater right there. I don't know why. This is actually kind of one of these struggles that I have with building some of the ascending doors. Specifically, once observers came out, I needed to make sure that this sticky piston doesn't get 1-tick pulsed. And well, yeah, a lot of the time I would have to do a lot of adjustments such that it was a pain. It's simpler than just putting a 3-tick. Sometimes it really messes up the wiring, and such. So yeah. To actually retract the redstone block, we're going to place an observer right there, place another one facing upward, 2 blocks like that, and place a redstone dust here with a repeater facing in that direction. And lastly, place a slab with a redstone dust. Then we need to block off that redstone wire, so place a block right there. This should be your double extender. You do get that little extra, you get that slight spam, but it doesn't really matter. It's just there. The next thing that we're going to get into is the purple circuit, or specifically the triple. To start it off, we're going to place a observer right there with a purple wool and blocks like that, with a redstone dust on this block. Then we're going to go over here, place a block here with a 4-tick repeater. Then next to this block, we're going to want to get a hopper with we're going to want to get a gravity block When I initially built this door, I actually still used sand, but now that it's been like so many more years, I can actually use a concrete powder. It's kind of funny. Now we're going to use a sand, and then what we're going to do is place a sticky piston right there with a normal piston right there to update it. Lastly, place observer here, block here, dust there, then a repeater right there. This circuit, when I built it, I think it was more of just a bunch of trial and error. Of course, maybe there's a bit more to it, but if I was to go ahead and power this, you might see that it does actually retract. It does retract this. It does end up retracting the top, but we now need to, and if we basically were to power this, and as you can see, it basically does the retraction. The only issue now is that we need to put that down, but that's not really the issue. Basically, firing this purple circuit twice allows us to do the full triple retraction, minus this little part here, which is pretty much solved with this thing here. So like I said, it did feel like a bunch of trial and error that this even managed to work. One part of it has to do with how this one of the things is that this gravity block does give it a very specific timing, and that causes the observer to send out random pulses, and this one to have different pulses. Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of just weird. Right, specifically maybe the observer, I'm not sure about this repeater. It just somehow manages to do a pretty cool thing. You also might have noticed that I broke this block. The reason is because you do need to make sure that you do actually need to update the blocks when they're at this state. And well, you know what? I might as well just show it right now. This is what the opening and closing should look like right now. So yeah, basically that. And right now we just got left with this. So like I said, we just need to power this hopper again at the right time to be specific, because you can't just power it whenever, because like I said, you need to make sure that that at least one of them gets, well, at least one of the two gets updated in some way. Otherwise, these blocks are not going to be retracted. So yeah, we basically have all the space up here to get enough delay So yeah, we're going to place a block there with a 4-tick repeater, then an observer facing upward with a block on top. Then what we're going to do, place 2 blocks. This one actually needs to be a slab. Then on this one, we're going to place a 4-tick and another 4-tick right there. Then over here, place an observer, then a sticky piston, and lastly, a observer right there. Now, if you were to put it here, it would be on the wrong edge. It would specifically power this hopper way too soon, and we power that hopper just by placing a block with the redstone dust on top. Yeah, and well, yeah, let's go ahead and check it out. As you can see, we get this, and we get the next stuff. Now, as you can see, the last thing that we actually need to do is to power this and retract that. And luckily, we can basically put that all in one motion. What we're going to do to retract that block here is just to literally just put a block here. And this observer, when moved down, will power this block to retract this here. And how are we going to retract it? Well, very simply, all we need to do is specifically to get a pulse from this and power it. And we have, like I said, we have a bit of space here. And well, what we're going to do, place a block with a slab right there, place 2 4-tick repeaters, then an observer in this direction. That's why there's a slab there. Then another observer right there. Place another observer here and here with a hopper right there. Then over here, we're going to place a 4-tick repeater. Yeah, 4-tick repeater. Then observer. Then we're going to want to do is place a block there. Observer, repeater, 2-tick actually. And we actually need to power that. That way we can put the last observer. Place a observer facing in this direction. Then lastly, a observer going into that piston. Now this should be it, but don't flick the lever. There could be something I did wrong. So yeah, please wait for me. Closing is fine. Does the opening work is the question. Yes, it does. All right. So if this ascending door somehow doesn't work for you, then well, you probably did something wrong. Anyway, yeah, it has been about 3 years since I first uploaded the showcase on this. Like I said, I initially didn't want to do a tutorial on it because it was so locational, but I feel like now I think it's more of the one of the main things about doing tutorials is actually to teach. And well, I'm not sure if you noticed, I tend to actually now post more educational content. And well, why not? Even if it's not like not too applicable in the real world, I might as well teach something. And well, yeah, this is how this 3x3 ascending door works. I will be telling the story about how it is and how come I haven't uploaded this showcase, even though I've had this built for a few years now. Yeah, you actually might have seen the redstone creation live stream when I have actually when I actually did do quite a bit of the building on stream. And well, I actually did finish it shortly after, or like a day after I did the live stream. But yeah, like I said, I will be doing a video on that, and I will be eventually releasing a showcase on this guy. I just don't know when, but if anything, yeah, it's just something I plan on doing. Also, another reason why I have uploaded this this door is for a bit of more shameful reasons, is because I need content. Okay, a YouTuber needs his content. Be thankful. Anyway. So yeah, that's really about it for now. So thanks for watching and hope you've enjoyed.